What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. Today, I think we're gonna follow the prompts that the Admiralty's been giving us. I think basically I'm gonna use that 150 echoes that we get from each Admiralty order to just kind of guide our exploration, and that's how we're gonna make our way around the map. I feel like that's a really good. I'm willing to bet that that's probably intended by the developers. You just kind of follow those things around, and eventually you end up at all the places you need to be at. Since we're no longer beholden to our patron for now anyways, he said he'll probably be back, but it was lucrative enough anyways to where I don't really feel bad about taking his money. I mean, we might be smuggling or something. We might be doing illegalities, but they pay well, so meh. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I'm gonna be illegal this time. I don't mind smuggling. Makes me feel a bit Firefly-ish. Let's see who the new recruit is. And so we need a camp. Let's see, we have a surgeon. And so I think they go right there. A surgeon or a cook are the two that we're looking out for. And so we have two doctors that are both waiting. And so we get hearts and pages and hearts and iron. So it looks like we have more of a distinguished doctor. Or we have basically a wartime surgeon. A naval surgeon, essentially. I think we have a lot of challenges that come through for pages. And so I'm thinking I'm going to go with pages because we can adjust our irons fairly easily by just equipping new guns and things like that. And then we can get the cook from up in Vetterblight if we ever get the right quest objects. So let's go for the guy that increases our hearts and pages. I think that'll work. And so welcome aboard. Thank you. This is mine. It'll do very nicely. Excuse me. I will turn up the oil lamp a touch. I dislike the dark. So we got the haunted doctor. And our officers. Wow, doesn't he look like a morose individual? These two look like they're related. They got the same head shape. He's got kind of a John Locke thing going on right now, though. So he's going to give us 6 hearts and 3 pages. Not quite as many pages as I would have liked, but we're almost functioning with a full crew right now. That's pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and stock up for the journey. We got to go back to London to do that. And it might be worthwhile to carouse for a little while, but I don't want to spend too much money carousing. Let's go to... Yeah, there we go. So we need... What do we need? We need fuel, definitely, so we'll go up to 15 fuel again. And I think supplies held out okay last time, but we'll take another 15. That leaves us with a reasonable amount of echoes left over for later. I think I'm going to set, well, let's sail, yeah, let's set sail. I mean, I don't see any reason not. Oh, we're leaving again. Once more, we find ourselves here on the quay side of what I suppose you might say the lip of the well of opportunities. Let us both drink deeply from this well, by which I mean my patron has a task for you. Take a payment across the ocean and bring back a little package. Of course, if you return to London without the little package, I'll probably have something sharp to say about it. Alright, we'll agree. Here's the money, don't lose it. Now bring the package back here, and it's my hearty recommendation that you avoid the ungentle attentions of the excise, on account of if you return without the package, it is of no interest to my patron whether you have lost it or had it taken from you. Good luck. Good luck. We gained 1,000 echoes, and we collect a package from Polythreme in the Sea of Voices. And I guess London is off limits to us until we come back with that. So let's go ahead and stock up big time this time since... Did they just run out of fuel? Or is that the... Oh, my hold is full. I was going to say, oh no, London ran out of fuel. What am I going to do now? And so Polythreme, as I recall, was out here somewhere. Well, at least I thought it was. Let me take a look at my ship one more time. Polythreme. Well, I should probably carouse while I'm here too. Because we're going to need to keep our terror down. So we were fortunate we lost 5. We lost 5 right there. So that'll keep us semi-low. And if we don't get any events, we should be alright. It's just that I have no idea. Oh, the Knight in the Wolf Stack, you find yourself sharing a table with a likely lass. She tipsily claims to be a spy. Whatever she is, she's easy to like. And when the evening ends, you're still together. Or an elegant fellow with a Presbyterian accent and an unexpectedly delighted laugh. By the evening's end, it seems more natural that he should accompany you home. I think we'll go with the likely lass. And so we lost terror. The next morning, she gives you a pewter locket. As you reach for it, she grips it briefly in her fist. Don't you dare forget me, she says. Yeah, well, you know, I am a sailor. I'm just letting you know. I mean, constantly getting notches in the old game plank. You never know. And so we've got a locket with a likely lass's portrait. Watch, she's going to get preggers. It's going to be problematic. We're going to come back to a kid. I know it. Let's head off. And I think... I don't remember where Polythreme was. I know that it flagged it for us one time. What we'll do is we'll go straight east right here. And we'll just make a cut. I know Polythreme was maybe to the south somewhere. It's kind of the southeast-ish, possibly. We'll have a look. And so there's an Auroral Megalops heading straight for us. Going to avoid the fight because we don't really need to make it. I mean, we're not full up on hunger or anything right now. I would love to upgrade my ship, by the way. There's a lot of cool inventory that I've been looking at on the docks that'll upgrade our engines, make us go a little bit faster. I've seen guns that would definitely make us a bit more resilient, but I think first and foremost, I don't know if it's going to be a wiser plan for us to just upgrade this ship, or later on to save up even longer and buy a super badass ship. I'm not really sure what the correct course of action is. I've played a lot of different games like X3 and seen things like that where there's a very specific set of tasks you want to take in a lot of cases to make sure that you don't end up sort of wasting your time at a certain phase of the game. And in this case, I'm not really sure which one is the right choice to make. We're going to head up and off this way through Westergren's Fire. We'll see what's up and over here, because I do see something. We've got Feldhaven. That sounds alright. Let's check out Feldhaven and see what they've got for us. We've got another one of the big Megalopses down there. We made it through that buoy before our terror got too high, which is a nice little change. I like it when I make it just in time to keep my terror from going up a new notch. Makes me happy. Makes me pleased. Butters my biscuit. So the Shepherd Isles, of course the Bearded Watchman tells you. There are no actual shepherds on the Shepherd Isles. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman that found the islands. Greybeard sitting in the village nods solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything, so we could do a picnic. The bearded villagers will sell you mutton stew and kefir and stone bottles of cold fresh spring water and row you over to the stones. Let's go with the tales of... Ooh, there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do right here. Let's go ahead and we'll take the... Let's get the port report first before I forget. They want casks of mushroom wine as well. Okay. And so if we have enough supplies... He doesn't talk about the rest of the Z, but a sniveling caitiff draws you aside. I got something for you, he promises, but he needs the good stuff from London. And so he wants mushroom wine. 2 of them. Let's get the port report. And so surface rolling like a porridge pot, up with a roar of steam and a flash of fire. 3 widows swim in tentacles. And then we saw His Highness, and so that's a rather lot of material. And so we get the port report from the Shepherd Isles. We'll picnic at the surrounding stones, I guess. And so your sailors watch the fireflies shimmer, swap shanties, pass around grog and shy stones to the more vampirically inclined Z-bats. Grasses nod in the breeze. Across the dark water, the lights of the Abbey Rock glow watchfully. Your bosun hands you something. Found a rock, he reports laconically. Pretty sure it's dead. You have an ambiguous eolith. That's all for now. We lost terror, and we lost a little bit of our echoes. Okay. That works out for me. Of course, the gray-bearded watchman tells you... Oh, never mind. It's going back to the same thing that it already said. Oh, they've locked us out. We can only take 1 action each time that we're here. I'm going to go out east this way. We'll cut down to Guider's Mourn. And I don't know where Polythreme is at, but we're going to have to figure it out. We are going to have to figure it out. This is one of those cases where one of the earlier ancestors giving you his charts would be a plus. Honestly, you could pass around your stats, but in my experience, passing around your charts tends to be a little bit more interesting if you're bad with memory like I am. I forget where I've been and where I'm going. And so, taking the charts for me helps me find my way around. I like having a map. Helps me remember the names and places. I don't see anything but a buoy out that way. We're not going to fight the big crab for now because I feel like that's a risk that I'm not willing to undertake until we upgrade some of our guns. We're at 43. The Z is wide and dark. I agree. And so stalagmites loom in the distance like the cranes of Wolfstack docks, but vaster and vaster. The Corsair's forest. Our lookouts are fearful or watchful. We'll go on out to Guider's Mourn, and we'll get some of the information from out here. And then maybe we'll swing south to see if we can find polythreme. Port Palmerston was way further up to the northeast than I thought it was. The Bonnie Reefs. I don't know where polythreme is at all. Well, we'll have to figure it out. I mean, I don't like trying to figure out where things are at. It makes me sadsies. Especially when death is on the line. We've got a guy threatening to kill us if we come back to London next time without completing this task. We've got another one of those big steamships over here, and another one of the little ones as well. I don't think we're going to be set up to fight with that guy. It said we can only fight really feeble pirates, and these pirates don't look so feeble. They look well fed. We can go for an evening at the Errant Limpet. A drinking den by the dock cradles is a good place for your crew to find companionship and let off steam. But although Guider's Mourn is a free port, the Corsairs prefer their own, and look, askance at respectable Londoners. And so we can take a low-risk challenge with a 90% chance of success. Let's go ahead and explore the Mourn first. I think we already did that, didn't we? Ooh, 50 echoes allow us to carouse. We have a modest challenge, 72% chance. Let's see what we can do here. We gather intelligence. A steaming bathhouse on a spur of a rock. Water slops over the edge of the tubs and over the edge to join the Z far below. Scarred captains boast drunkenly of the prizes they've taken and the victims they've marked out. You listen from the shadows, and so we gain the port report for Guider's Mourn, and we get a fails challenge. We can also go for an evening at the Errant Limpet. That's a lot of money, though. 50's quite a bit. Let's explore the Mourn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Mourn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throat full of lurching terror. Fisherfolk, sailors, and shady couple of likely pirates. And is that... oh, this is the gambling game again. We saw this at a different location. And so the gambling game, we don't have a whole lot of pages, and so I don't think we're going to do very well at that challenge. Sorry about that little cut break right there. I had to take a phone call, unfortunately. It's the negative benefit of working multiple jobs, and so it was an important call that just couldn't be ignored. All I did is I backed out of that challenge down there for the riddles, and then I wrote down what they were buying and selling right here. I think both a cask of mushroom wine and the firkin of prisoner's honey, I think both of those will sell. This one sells at a profit of 2 echoes per cask, and so if you can carry 25 plus casks, you can actually make a decent run out to here when you combine it with the port report. In addition, I think the firkin of prisoner's honey sells at a gain of 3, and so this might actually be a lucrative trade run that we could think about kind of participating in later on. But for now, I've just made note of it. I've got a piece of paper that I started writing things down on. I've basically gone through, as I said in the previous episode, I've started to go through and I've started to have a look at my footage after each episode is recorded, and I start writing down what things are worth. Now, I haven't done anything up on this corner of the map yet. I seem to remember something selling at a benefit at Wither, and then Port Palmerston I'll go back and check out. I still haven't looked at my notes for that. I record 3 to 4 episodes at a time, so after these I'll take a look. We've got Ekin Rock down here. Seems like the kind of place that Eek the Cat might live. God, what a great show. I forgot about Eek the Cat until that came up right there. I haven't seen Eek the Cat in a long time. That was a great show. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like a kid's show, like Sharky the Shark Dog and everything, but... wait, what is this? Don't you dare forget me. She looks like Mulan or something. You stand on the bridge with a likely last locket in your hand. We can keep it. It's a risk for both of you. Shorebound lovers grow lonely and Z-captains die young. Or you can throw it away. With enough time and effort, you could break her heart, or she yours. Yeah, we'll keep it for now. We lost terror. The Z era is cold, but the heat of your blood has warmed the metal of the locket. Keep it close. You have a sweetheart in London. That's fine. Make it back to jolly old every now and again. I think... I have no idea where polythreme is, to be honest. So we're sort of flying a little bit blind here. It looks like there's something off to the southeast. The new Gaunt is to the southeast. Let's go have a look. And I think that if we end up in a situation where I still haven't figured out where I need to be at within the next 10 minutes, we may engage in an extended period where we can't go back to London. I don't know. The hungry dead. Your cook is outraged. One of the tomb colonists is woken from his confined rest and found his way to the stores. When the cook came across me, he consumed a half wheel of cheese and an alarming quantity of suet. You can fling him overboard. We'll take him back to the hold. We've got expostulating all the way. If you had provided me with more commodious quarters, if the ship did not pitch so abominably, a man grows bored, you know. Death is deathly dull. And so forth and so forth. It's a relief when the coffin lid closes, if only you could nail it shut. What's stopping us? They're sleeping, aren't they? Nail that sucker shut. And so we found Khan's Glory. Oh wow, this place looks badass. Is the dock over... Oh, they fly to the center of the island. Okay, well maybe it looks like this is kind of a dock over here. Let's go take a look. The Abora Gate. Interesting. I wonder if I can go underneath that. Wow. This place looks even fancier than London. Can I go through there? Slow the ship to a crawl just in case. Alright. I didn't want to lose too much hull over it. We turn our lamp off, I would assume. Oh no, we can't. House of Ancestors. We found Wolf, Eagle, Khan's Heart. And so I think this is where we want to be. Let's check it out. I have no idea what we're looking at right now, so... Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies, and unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. We can offer a gift to Leopard. We can petition for access to the Nephrite Quarter. We can offer a gift to Timon, but none of these appear to be available. Leopard's Condescension. Okay, so it appears as though you can play a little bit of the politics over here if you have the proper things, but we can cruise past the Khan's palaces. The Khan's Glory has a steely beauty, but the clan lords are ever suspicious of spies, and those gun emplacements are vigilant. We have a 100% chance with veils, so we'll take it. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean gardens of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade, statues of warrior Khan's past. The water is dark and calm, and sentries wash you with calm distrust. You now have won. The white and golds are watching you, so we have Kaganian suspicion. That's weird considering... I guess they'll just be suspicious of us, I don't know. We now have one memory of distant shores. We've succeeded in a Veils challenge, and we lost some terror. We didn't get a port report. I guess not. We can cruise by again, I guess. What happens if I do it again? A Canet gunboat passes the harbor mouth twice. An officer in a red and gold uniform scrutinizes you through a spyglass. You'd best save it for another time. Okay. We can't go to the shops. I suppose we're kind of an outsider here. Or we are an outsider, not even kind of an outsider. If we have a sack of Dark Drop coffee, we can bring it back here. So a gift to the Leopard, that might be worth mentioning. So the Khan enjoys coffee with a KH, I guess. And so I'll make a note of that. I've got it in my little note here. So I've got Khan likes coffee, and I spell coffee with a KH just to remind myself. And he needs 5 of it, and that probably unlocks something. But that's expensive. I think the coffee's... You gotta really want the Canet to like you if you want to do that, so that might get expensive for us. A Key of Histories, 5 Drowning Pearls. We wanted to give an offer to Kai Men. And so... that's 5 pearls. I'll make note of that as well on my little piece of paper. Because I will forget all of these random little things about. And so that we can't use the shipyard... I think we should probably just be on our way. It's pretty clear that we're not welcome here, and while they're not being hostile, they're not necessarily being like obliging about anything either. We got Khan's Gate down here. Let's continue. There may be more ports. I don't know. A lot of ancient cities had an outsider's quarter as well, where the merchants from other countries and things could come together and ply their wares. So I'm wondering if this place will have something similar, and we were sort of in the Holy of Holies right there. Either way, we're not accruing any terror for being around here, so we might as well look. That place seems really, really cracked. We need to get a new concrete specialist on board to fix that. It's huge. Oh my god. Alright, throw him overboard. We lost a tomb colonist. We lost another supply. Get rid of that guy. He keeps eating our random stuff, and he's not welcome any longer. So there's the copper quarter right there. How do we get into said copper quarter? It looks like there's a gate down there. Let's go ahead and have a look. They do have a lot of guns. This place is definitely bristly. I don't feel welcome. Then again, I do feel safe. So there is that to be mentioned. And right now we are going through fuel. I see something off to the west, so we'll go ahead and try that out after we get done here. We've got another pirate ship right there. I am semi-tempted to fight with him and see what happens. But I would really prefer to upgrade my guns and upgrade my armor and maybe upgrade my ship a little bit before we try and fight anything bigger. The smaller ships, let's see what happens. Oh, this is a bad idea. Let's find out. We haven't fought anything in a while, and I just want to know. It's a Gaunt war trimaran. The home nation is not technically at war with the Gaunt, but the Gaunt Navy are quite happy to behave like privateers. Kaganian sailors of brave red and gold scurry up and down the decks readying weapons. Peace through piety. We can try pages to avoid conflict. Let's try that. Hey, we succeeded! A patchwork ritual. You muster what you remember about Kaganian religion and call on the deep blue heaven, the lost wind, and the nameless Z-god called Storm. Your invocations are half lost in the roar of guns, but one of the uniformed officers on the other side begins arguing with another. It wins you enough time to escape. Oh, and they become lit up. Okay, they become good guys. That's the difference. Now we know. And so if you escape from somebody or you trick them, they become lit up, which I guess means they won't give chase any longer. I have no idea, but it was a war barge. I wasn't expecting it to be a war barge. I would fight some of the smaller ships, but a war barge seems like it might be able to take us. What is this right here? Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt of the black waste. Canals thread the painted city, street lamps glow, and water taxis putter. Seek a commercial license, and that's going to cost us... Okay, so it's going to cost us 1 echo. Oh, we need Key of Histories. All right. Time in the tea house. Okay, so I was right. This is the place for foreigners. And so the prices are put at mischievous. How much? 50 echoes for us to hang out in the tea house. We can hire a crew, which is going to cost us a little bit. Wander Khan's Heart. Foreigners are restricted to the Copper Quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, you can explore in reasonable safety. Let's try that one. A Song of the Surface. Someone is singing in English. Something about a tree of wines and a stolen city, a sea of grass, and a storm of bats. Melancholy, pure and sweet, achingly familiar. You cross the street, cut back through an alleyway trying to find it, but it ends before you get close. You find yourself humming it on the way back to the ship. Another sailor takes up the tune. So we now have a vision of the surface, and we lost 2 terror. That's good. Those visions of the surface can be sold to a number of people for 15, 20 echoes apiece, or you can use them for events if you're lucky. Purchase fuel at an outrageous price. Purchase supplies at a ludicrous price. You pay a storyteller. The storytellers at the Square of Cedars wear brightly colored kaftan-like clothing with silk sashes in contrast to the more sober and subterranean dress of the citizenry. For coin, even foreign coin, they'll sing epics of their nation's history. Let's do it. Ooh, we got another memory of distant shore, and then we gained Kaganian suspicion. Where London now stands, the capital of the Gaunt once stood after its own disappearance from the surface. After the clean sky and wide earth, they went half mad in the closed night under the earth. They found serpent things in mirrors that promised them diversion, escape, new horizons. In time, the mirror serpents became masters, not servants, and the last true Khan led the last of his people to the salt steps to a black rock where he founded the city. How he built it is a tale for another day. You feel eyes on you. A woman in white and gold uniform watches you closely. The loyalty service is suspicious of foreigners who want to learn Kaganian history. Okay. We've got a modest challenge over here, where we can try and spy. As Kaganian suspicion increases, this action becomes more difficult. It's 69%. We can try. I mean, why not? Rivalry between the Leopard and Eagle clans, the concerns about Chelanet raids, some appalling gossip about the traitor Empress back in London, and perhaps you shouldn't write that last one down and move on quickly. That fellow in the corner has an informant look. So you got the port report and we succeeded, but I think we should probably get out of here. I don't know how we lower our suspicion. Probably go to the tea house or something. I don't know. We don't really need supplies or anything else. Can we go to any shops? No, there's no shops available. Alright, well, taking a look, I think it's actually probably about time for us to break off the episode. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in another exploration episode of Sunless. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.